And hello, everyone. Thank you for joining and listening into this recording. I think it's a very exciting piece of information we're going to share with you today. We are joined by three esteemed guests to talk about different programs and different funding options to hopefully help you attend classes, to attend college, and to upskill and get more training in a profession that you are maybe interested in. We will hear from two representatives from Southeast Community College today and one representative from Equus Workforce Solutions. And again, each one of these individuals will be talking about a respective program that can hopefully help you achieve your employment goals moving forward. So with that, I will introduce Rachel, who will talk about the Nebraska Workforce Retraining Initiative. Then we will hear from Heather, who will talk about GAP funding. And finally, Sean Keene will talk about WIOA funding. So with that, I will hand it off to you, Rachel.
Thank you, Andy. Like Andy said, my name is Rachel McLeod. I am the Administrative Director of Resource Development here at Southeast Community College. This first opportunity that I'm going to be talking about is related specifically to people who have had their employment affected by COVID. And I'm going to be sharing my screen. I've got a few slides to share. And if someone could give me a quick thumbs up that they see the PowerPoint, that would be awesome. Thank you. So the Nebraska Workforce Retraining Initiative, this is a grant that is related to the CARES Act money from the federal government. It's a stimulus package to help people in a number of ways who have been affected by COVID. This particular program is a partnership with the Nebraska Department of Economic Development and the Nebraska Department of Labor. It is a scholarship program, and we have about $3.2 million in scholarship funds that are available. Each average award is about $1,100 each, and so that means we have enough for about 3,000 scholarships. Only one scholarship is allowed per person, and one of the requirements is that you have to have had your employment affected by COVID-19. So the idea behind this program is that all of the programs that have been approved by NWRI are very short-term training opportunities. And another requirement in order to be approved for this program, this scholarship program, is that they have to have a credential at the end. So the idea is that somebody who's been who's out of work because of COVID or underemployed because of COVID will be able to take a training and have it be completed by March 15th and come out of it with a credential in an area that's that the Department of Economic Development has deemed to be a high demand field. So any training has to start before December 31st and be completed by March 15th. We have an initial deadline of August 23rd. That is the day before our fall semester starts. But there are going to be other deadlines going into the fall. But this first one is the most important, we feel, because it does coincide with the beginning of our semester, and a lot of trainings begin at that time also. So we're really encouraging people to apply as soon as possible if they think they might be eligible. You do have to be a Nebraska resident or a permanent resident in order to be able to participate and be eligible for the program. And you do need to show at some point documentation for either of these statuses. So in order to be eligible, you have a few different options. One is you would need to be unemployed since March 13th of this year, or you'd need to be unemployed between January and March 13th and then now not be able to find work because of COVID. If you have had your hours reduced because of COVID, if you're working on it as a temporary employee, but you wish to be a permanent employee, that also would be an eligible status. Or if you've been laid off and now you've got another job that doesn't pay as much, that would also make you eligible. And then all of these, again, have to be as a result of COVID-19. We have a number of different areas where we have programs that have qualified according to Department of Ed, Economic Development. We've got training programs in healthcare, industrial mechanics, truck driving, forklift, dietary and nutrition, and welding. And then I'm going to walk you through the application page because there are a lot more details about the programs, including when they start and the days and times that they meet, so you can see if this is something that might fit in your schedule. So for a second, I'm going to move on to another screen, which is basically our website. And I'm going to walk you through how to get to that application. There is, if you want to go straight to the landing page for NWRI at Southeast, it's southeast.edu/NWRI. Or you could go to our homepage, which is right here. Can everybody see the homepage? Okay. You'll want to go up to the search bar. You can either type in the web address, which is southeast.edu/NWRI, or you can go up to this search box up here, type in NWRI, and it'll bring it up. It'll be the first thing that comes up here. So click on that. And then this is our landing page for the scholarship. We're encouraging, we think most people are going to be new students, so you'll want to click on the new student link. And then if you scroll down, it has most of the information that I've just shared with you. Some additional information though is that these funds can be used to cover not just tuition, fees, but books, tools, supplies, and other things. Again, here are the eligibility requirements that we just went through and the general areas of interest. And then if you want to look at more detail related to the programs that we have available, you'll click on the plus signs under healthcare and trades and industry, and it'll give you the details about the different trainings that are available. These particular ones are in healthcare. And then if you go to trades and industry, there's that list. And then at the bottom, if you feel like you're ready to apply, you can click the application button and it'll take you right to an online application. It doesn't take very long to fill out at all. And then it'll go straight to our project coordinator who will be in touch with you. Another thing I want to point out is that the program is approving new programs, new training programs throughout this process. And so some trainings may be added as over the next few weeks. And so this online list of courses will be updated as that happens. And so this is where you'll want to go to check for any new trainings that become available through NWRI. There's also a downloadable brochure that has all the information that I just covered in addition to the classes. But the website is where you'll want to go to see the most up-to-date list. And then we have just some contact information here. If you have any questions before or after you apply, you can email us or call us directly. Okay, and I see that we have an attendee here, which is really great. Just to let you know, if you joined late, this webinar is being recorded and it is going to be posted. That information will be sent out to you. So don't worry if you joined us a little bit late. Let's see here. I'm going to share again PowerPoint. So again, there's the link to the NWRI landing page where I just showed some of the information about the programs. This is some contact information for the project coordinator. So you can reach her directly here, Barb Keating, and her phone number there. And then this is my contact information. If you'd like to reach out to me directly, we're all working very closely together. So feel free to reach out to any of us. And that is all I have at this time.
Right. Thank you, Rachel. We can move on to Heather, who will be talking about gap funding.
Yes, thank you. And thank you, Rachel, for presenting on that information. So a little bit about gap tuition assistance. It is currently money that is provided to the 6 community colleges in Nebraska. We can pay for applicants who meet the requirements. We can pay for credit and non-credit courses. And currently we are able to bundle courses. So applicants who meet the requirements can take a selection of credit as well as non-credit courses, or all non-credit or all credit. So the nice thing is we can bundle those courses so they can take multiple. Some of the criteria that the applicant must meet is, it is an income-based criteria, and that is per household. So what I do is I collect the applicant's last 2 months or so of pay stubs if they are employed, as well as their spouse if they are married. I also collect if they're receiving child support, alimony, disability, anything like that, that will be included in their annual income. Another way that they can get approved is they must be a Nebraska resident, a U.S. citizen, or a qualified alien, and we use the SAFE program to verify that. And then they must have a high school diploma or GED. And the great thing about the high school diploma part is once they graduate high school, and we have a lot of applicants who graduate high school and then they're still living at home, we do not have to collect their parents' financial information. They are considered a household of one. So if they are employed, I would only collect the applicant or the student's information. I don't need to take the parents' information into consideration. So that's pretty great. So the process is I collect their financial documents. I have a 2-page application that they would fill out, and then we would kind of go over some questions as far as goals, as far as what courses they would like to take. Currently, a lot of our courses that we're focusing on right now, we have truck driving. We have an RN, LN, LPN refresher program, Med-Aid, nursing assistant, a variety of computer courses. And like I said, the applicant can bundle courses. So we have, like I said, the computer courses, which would be a great add-on to any of the courses that we offer. So that's really beneficial. So once they have turned in all of their paperwork, financial paperwork, and then I've had time to kind of have a little one-on-one meeting with them that only lasts about 20 to 30 minutes or so to kind of get a good idea of their goals and what they would like to accomplish. Then I can approve them based on that information. And then I would also take care of registering them. GAP can pay for the course tuition as well as books and any equipment that may be needed for the course. So once we have all of that and they are enrolled in the course, I kind of keep up with them while they are in the course, as well as I do a follow-up piece afterwards. The coordinating commission who oversees the program would like the applicants to either go on with their schooling, get a new job entirely, or get a promotion at their current job. So once they've completed the course, I do that follow-up piece just to ensure that they are fitting into one of those categories. Not all students do, I get that. Some kind of fall off the face of the earth. It happens, life happens, I get it, but we would like them to be able to fit into one of those categories. I would say the large majority, once they have started courses through GAP, kind of like attending courses and going to school, and they kind of get their feet wet and they realize that they might like to go on with their schooling. So I would say a large portion of the students that I have go on with their schooling, which is great. So I do that follow-up piece, and that's kind of it. GAP is a one-time use program. So once they apply and get approved, and we get a good idea of the courses that they would like to take, and enroll them in those courses, it is a one-time use. So once you've completed all of your GAP programs of study, then you're not able to reapply in the future. Unfortunately, it is a one-time use. So I encourage students to bundle, and as long as it fits into their schedule, to take courses that are going to benefit them and make the most of it. So that is a little bit about that.
Great. Thank you, Heather.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, last we will turn it over to Sean, who represents the WIOA program. Sean, the floor is yours.
Thank you, and thanks for being here today. I represent the WIOA program. My name is Sean Kane, and I'm very excited about what we do and excited about what the other two presenters have stated with Rachel and Heather, those great opportunities for people to take advantage of. If it works, whichever program works best for you, that's where you need to be. And the whole purpose of what we're doing here is to help it so that you can become more successful in what you're doing and attaining the goals and reaching those goals and being successful in all that you do. Real quick here, if it's possible, I'm going to try to share. There we go. Awesome. Well, thank you very much. So the purpose of the WIOA program, we're the Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act, and we're designed to assist people who may be unemployed or underemployed in finding that self-sustaining employment by offering those services that will increase this employment retention and successfulness within that employment through the training and education that we offer. Very much like what we have seen already with the two other grants that people can apply for. With our program, we do have eligibility requirements. We need to have at least 18 years of age or older, authorized to work in the United States, and registered under the Military Selective Service Act. So those are our eligibility requirements to be in our WIOA program. And it's pretty easy to get there. One of the things that we do look at, as with anything, is we do want you to have a high demand career. We need to consider looking at a qualifying career goal that's going to be more of a high demand. And it's not necessarily high demand now, but high demand in the future. What's going to be there down the road that's going to, continue to allow for me to grow and become, more experienced, more knowledgeable in the area that I'm really interested in doing. So we do look at those high demand careers. h3.ne.gov is a great resource tool to go to find out, is the career goal, the career that I'm looking at, is that going to be one of those high demand careers? Obviously, for me, I want a person to do what's going to spark them, and whatever that is, it's going to make them be more successful. It's going to make you be more successful. That's where you want to go. We do look at those high demand just because we know those are going to still be there, but ultimately you're the one that will need to make that, what's going to make you happiest, and you're going to make that successful for you. We all know that when we're excited about something, we make it happen regardless. So we do look at those high demand careers, and we find all those in your healthcare professions, your transportation, distribution, and so forth, trades and manufacturing, the information technology, and your financial services, and so forth. So some of the examples also within those areas that We have, let's see here, I want to share this one over here. So I'm just going to, these are some of the areas that we can look at with helping people after, perhaps that education and so forth. I'm going to stop sharing and just kind of talk a little bit more about, more define some of those career paths and so forth that a person can go into with that nursing, licensed practical nursing, right? Anything with the medical field. I mean, we have quite a few people in there. Some of these can be short-term, long-term type of education, but WIOA funds are there to help assist you to attend school. They will also, being in the WIOA program, have opportunities perhaps to have some, but we have supportive services that will allow an individual, to help with some of the other expenses that may come up while they're doing their training. And so we just want to make it, as easy as possible for a person to attain their goal. And if we can break down a few of those barriers to help that and make that possible, then that's what we're here for. And whichever grant, I believe we can actually co-enroll with some of these, so I can help assist people who may be receiving the GAP grant, or through the grant that Rachel is working with the COVID and so forth. So it's pretty cool. Highly encourage you to seek us out. Let us be there to help and assist. And anytime that we can help build those work skills, those training opportunities to get that little credential that may be all you need to be successful in what you're doing and to make you more employable, then that's, what we ask that you please, get a hold of us. Let us be there and answer those questions that you may have. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us, and we will do our best to answer and go from there.
Great. Thank you so much, Sean. Again, thank you, Rachel, Heather, and Sean for presenting on respective programs. If you are listening to or watching this, I really encourage you to reach out to these folks. They offer some great opportunities if you are interested in upskilling, if you are interested in returning to school, or maybe going to school, higher education for the first time, to maybe find a better job. All three are fantastic options. And as Sean said, that maybe if you attend one of these programs and funding expires, another program might be an option to help you continue going to school. So again, thank you all very much. And I am sure this will be helpful to folks who hear us.